Jason Paige. What's up, guys? I am back again with another episode of Just Me and You. No bells and whistles, no singing. Just me, my thoughts, my heart, my mind, my feelings. And today we're going to talk about something extremely important. Haters. Haters. This one's for you. Actually, this isn't for the haters. This is for everybody else it's for everybody. We have been given this tool of social media, and what it has done is it has given us an opportunity to have our voices be heard, to have our rational voices be heard, to have our irrational voices be heard, to have our anger, to have our frustration, to have our ideas, to have our thoughts be heard. I mean, I could just be rambling on about how much I hate everybody right now because this medium exists. Used to be you'd have to go into a room and talk shit about somebody in a room with other people, or you could write it down and maybe somebody would read it. But now it's rampant and people can express themselves everywhere. And I think that ultimately this is a good thing. I have been exposed recently to an onslaught of hate that has made me sort of rethink the whole ecosystem of social media and what it really says. I first got some hate when I put out a video with the Pokémon theme song, but I sang "Run, Paul, gotta catch 'em all." I'm not supposed to sing on this podcast, so I'm trying not to sing even when I'm making examples of singing. But people were like, "Oh my God, my childhood is cracked." There was 1% of the people were like upset that I took the Pokemon theme song and I used it for a political candidate that they didn't necessarily understand. They just didn't want their song destroyed, basically. Their childhood idea of what this song meant to them turned into something that they didn't believe in, and I understand that's fine. But they weren't like hating on me because I'm wearing a stupid shirt, or because of my hairline, or because I look like a crackhead, or because I'm a meth head, I'm a drug addict. I'm all these horrible things that people are saying I am. So that was the first wave of hate, and it was so small it was not even a big deal. Then Pokemon theme sort of resurged in 2016 with Pokemon Go, and I started posting and getting so much love from the comment section that it was almost like I saved the comment. I actually got a YouTube comment downloader and downloaded, I don't know, tens of thousands of comments of people just confessing all kinds of incredible things about their lives and how important the song was, and how, they're attributing it to me anyway. I'm taking it personally because they're directing it at me personally. So I have often said that the comment section is the most important part of at least my main Pokemon theme song video of me in the studio singing it, because of the amazing expression that people put there, and I found incredible value in it, to the point where I'm even copying these comments down and sharing screenshots of them, and just relishing in how wonderfully expressive people are and how much love that I get from there. I wasn't ever told that the song meant anything to anybody until 2016, or that I never really got that kind of a validation. So I invested myself in the comment section. So when I see the hate that I'm getting now, there is an emotional connection to it. I do have a difficulty separating myself, and I'm learning to do it better, but from the people that are expressing how much they hate me and how awful they think I am and how horrible of a singer they think I am, and how awful they think I look, and how my drug habit and my family and all the things they can say horribly about me feels really bad, because I've already decided that that the comments are important to me. So it's hard for me to all of a sudden, ignore when somebody says he's a wash up, he's never done anything in his life before, he's an idiot, you just get out of Pokemon, he's ruining the hobby, all these horrible, horrible things. So how did it happen, and when did it start, and why is it happening, and what do I do about it, and what do we do about it, and how do we deal with this onslaught? Because it's not just on my videos, it's also on anything you post, anywhere you comment. Some hater can come and yell at you for something, and people don't want to share themselves because they don't want to be beat up by some person who just likes to beat people up online. So in 2020, I discovered autographs on cards. People started buying cards from me, and I started signing cards, and people requested me to sign cards. And it was up until then, or 2016 to 2020, I was just signing posters at events. And then I went to an event, somebody gave me a whole bunch of cards, and then people started requesting cards, and that's almost all I sign now is cards and Funko Pops. But cards are the primary thing that people bring me. They send me to sign, they hire me to sign, they fly me around the world to sign cards. It's my job. It's one of my jobs. Obviously, singing is my main job, performing and writing, creating. But I am hired by lots of people to go around the world and sign cards. I'm going somewhere today, Daytona Beach, to a card shop, and then to a card convention where I'm hired to sing, but I'm also just pretty much signing cards, along with 30 other voiceover actors who are all signing cards. At an event in Hawaii, I was asked by the producer to interact with the card vendors in the venue. I was like one of two people signing. Mitsuhiro Arita, the guy who drew the Charizard, he's also signing cards there. And he doesn't, most of the other voiceover actors, they don't interact with the vendors. They don't go around and interact with vendors. The producer of the Hawaii PopCon said, go interact with the vendors. That's part of the what he wanted me to do. And I interacted with them, and also made videos with each one of them that I posted that promoted each vendor, either on a collaboration reel or just on a reel on my post. And we thought this is really cool, because usually when I'm signing autographs, I have a line of people that come. The vendors sometimes come at the end of the event when the lines are gone, because they can't get away from their booths. So in this case, I was able to go to the vendors during their show at their booth, give them some attention and video promo. And instead of them buying cards from me, which they do, they're just like everybody else, getting in the line, buying autographs from me, I just traded with them the things that they had there, and for the autographs, instead of charging them. So the vendors were happy. It's a buy, sell, trade event. And so I have been doing that at some of these events. And I posted videos of that. And then there's this one dude, Opossum Bud. He saw this video and he started commenting, look at Jason Paige begging for autographs from these people. And I can see how it could look like that. But the narrative sort of got created that I am begging people for autographs, when the reality is it's a buy, sell, trade event where people are doing that already. And I'm the only signing artist there that actually interacts with the people. And when I do it, it's, always a vendor will have a card that's worth way less than what they would buy my autograph for at the event. And at these events, I make sure that my autograph is on the lower end of everybody's pricing. I don't want to be the guy gauging people for a $40 photo and a $60 autograph. It's usually, that just seems absurd to me. and people waiting in all day in line to get an autograph. I want to be sort of in the average, in the lower average where everybody is, just so I can be fair at the event. I don't want to seem like I'm the cheapest guy there, but I don't also want to gauge people. I want to just be where the average is. So that's kind of where I am. But I'm the only guy that walks around to the vendors and tries to interact with them. I'm also a vendor at a lot of these events. I have a booth. So this Opossum Bud dude made this video and sort of created the narrative that I'm a crackhead running around begging vendors for autographs, making them feel bad and that they have to trade with me for my worthless autograph. And so now that negative energy has gotten him a lot of views. Most of his videos are negative, and people are feeding off of this negativity. And all the people who sort of believe that narrative and now are just supporting that and continuing to repeat that I'm a crackhead, I'm a meth head, fentanyl. I got engaged, and I posted a video of my engagement when I presented the ring. And even on that video, people are coming and putting hateful comments on that. He finally found another meth head to do his drugs with, something like that. Horrible, horrible comments on a engagement video. And so what does this mean, and what do you do about it? And Tom McDonald, this amazing artist, just wrote a song, Hate Me, Everybody Hates Me. And what he was basically outlining all of the things that he's learned from it. And I have learned some of these things too. Number one, check out how cute that dog is. The cutest dog in the world right there. Got a video about that on my Instagram. So the dog doesn't hate me. He's incredible. But so the haters are actually increasing the value of my social media. They're increasing the engagement. They're triggering the algorithm to show the video to more people. And they're also, I like to see that these haters are getting rid of some of their anxiety. And these are people that, like, I can't imagine somebody would come up to me in public and say any of these things. They would, there would be a fight if people treated each other the way they treat each other online. So they have this negativity to express. It's completely unfounded. It's the opposite of what they're saying oftentimes. This guy's never doing anything. He's been milking it for 30 years. He's begging these vendors to trade with him. He's a meth head. He's a crackhead. He's gotta get his money for his cocaine. He's ripping off people for his worthless autograph. All these things, there's 99% of them have no value to help me. They just are a symbol of how people are feeling, and I have a platform that they can express their anxiety on. And I think that this is a person oftentimes that might beat their kids or hit their wife. And if they can express their hate for me and call me a crackhead and say I'm worthless, washed up, ruining cards, and I've never done anything before, without even looking up my Wikipedia and seeing all of the things that I've done, or seeing that, people are actually buying these cards, it's just the opposite. If they can off-gas some of this heat, some of this anxiety inside of them, perhaps they won't do something else that's more harmful in the world. And that social media can be this outlet for people to sort of express them. It's sort of like it's like a rage room, basically. You get out all your rage and frustration about your life and about your surroundings and your situation, because you're not changing anything. You're not commenting on anything. You're not being constructive. I used to, in the very beginning of the hate, I used to friend people and send them a private message, at least on Facebook, and say, oh, I see you didn't, you might misunderstand. Here's my Wikipedia page, or here's some other things that I've done. If you think that the cards are worthless, how do you think I should be marketing them? I'll try to interact with them, and they'll usually be like, in the first phase of haters, before now I can't reach out to individuals anymore. They would always be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just trolling. I thought I was being funny. But now there's so many that I can't actually reach out to them. Now I just have to thank them for helping the algorithm. I have to thank them for not beating their wives and not beating their kids. And I have to, I have to accept that this anxiety exists in the world and is going to find its way onto social media, and not to try to defend myself. And this isn't a defense. This is just sort of for you guys to see how I'm feeling about it, not to defend myself. And even though there's no need to defend against things that are completely ridiculous. But just to let you know that because I value human interaction, and social media is human interaction, unless it's bots. Somebody suggested that some of this negativity are bots, and some of it is actually inspired by the algorithm wanting to get more views. So it promotes negative content. So the negative lies and the fake news about me being a drug addict gets promoted more than the cutest puppy dog video, because the negative comment gets more hits, gets more advertising, makes more money for people. And I understand that. So, this is just the world we're living in. There's going to be this negativity, and because I value human interaction, the ones that aren't bots, I empathize. I hope that they find some kind of better mental state so they don't have to spend this time. I'm not deleting the comments, but I do notice that some of the haters, it actually says top fan, because they're the ones watching all the videos and sending the videos to people and saying stuff and interacting. It ultimately contributes to the greater success of my channels and my life. And if I can garnish some criticism from it and try to improve myself from some of the comments that are actually, have some kind of perspective that's rational and realistic, then I will. I mean, I'm here to learn, to grow, to change, to improve myself, to live my best life, and to be an example for you to live your best life. And if haters can help me do that, which they are helping me right now, because I'm making a video all about it, and hopefully you might get something from this and understand your haters a little better. And maybe if you are a hater yourself, you can understand yourself a little bit better, and not beat your wife, not beat your kids, but just beat me up a little bit on social media. I'll take it. I'll take it like a man, and I'll get more views, I'll get more hits, I'll get more business, and I'll do more good in the world because of the haters and how they contribute to my life. So thank you to the haters. Even though it hurts, I can understand it and, not be disabled by it, but be empowered by it to even be better, to spread more light, to spread more love, to give more, to create more, to inspire more. And I'm glad you guys are with me on this journey. So enjoy, share, like, and I'll see you guys on the next Jason Paige Unplugged.